Yes, you're welcome. Yeah, Elsie, are you back? Can I take some other questions? Okay, Tracy, are you there? Can you ask a question now? Hello, Tracy.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning,
Yes,
Mr.
please.
Shego. Thank you so
Yes.
much for this section. It's quite insightful. I must confess, I've actually learned a lot. It's an eye opener. So then,
Thank you.
I think Ugochukwu has asked one of the question I wanted to as he has actually asked one of the question I wanted to ask. So, but then
Okay.
I want to ask in summary. Was there any technical or physical challenges you had while like creating content, and how were you able to fix them and all?
Okay. Yeah, I think the first challenge I had was a technology challenge. Um, the same question Shegun Daniel asked a few minutes ago on, and the same question Carlo asked on camera or phone do the work. I had to ask myself the question when I started doing content. If you go on my YouTube channel, you see some very old videos I did with my webcam, very poor. When I see them now, I say, Shegun, who sent you message to do this? But I needed to learn on the go. I needed to put myself in a position to learn. There were times when I needed to go and learn using different software to create to edit videos. I learned how to use Canva. I learned how to use Filmora. I learned how to use OBS. They made more of a technical challenge that I needed to create a plan of overcoming. Today, I may not have all the time to do video editing, or I might have some amount of money for someone to pay someone else to do my video editing. But before now, I do everything myself and I needed to learn them. But when I start to get conflicting schedule, then I now need to decide, okay, so what can I pay for and what can I do myself? But at the starting point, you need to just list out what the challenges are and learn how to overcome it. There are some you might be able to overcome yourself. There are some you may need help to overcome. So does that help, Tracy?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much.
Great,
Thank you.
great. So I'll take those that I'm seeing some individuals that raised their hand before that are coming back on, but I'll call those that have not asked questions. So Oluwaseun, are you there? Oluwaseun. Okay, Oluwaseun, seems you are not.
Sir,
Can you hear me?
I
Okay,
can hear you,
over to
sir.
you. Ask your question. Ask your question.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for the privilege this morning, sir. So
You're welcome.
actually, I just finished my NYC last month, and I've not been able to get a job presently.
Okay. What's your question? Hello, Seun. Okay, seems the question is not clear from Seun. Hello, Seun. Okay, Elsie. I think I have just Iron John. Are you there?
John, you can go ahead with your question. Hello, John. Can you hear us? Okay, before John comes in, we have a question from WhatsApp. I'm sorry about the back and forth. The
It's fine.
network
It's fine.
is so someone asked a question on WhatsApp. The question says there are people who I see many people cutting important parts of preaching from preachers and post it on YouTube. I think this person is referring to YouTube. The person wants to know, is that legal?
Okay. So there is a functionality on YouTube that gives people opportunity to repost your content in a short form. So YouTube has functionality there. So The legality means that there's a legal part to say that the numbers of content you can recreate. So take for example, if I post a video on YouTube, for example, and someone wants to repost that video, YouTube only gives a limit of how many minutes or seconds you can repost. That I know it's legal. Now, there's a part that is not legal, is when you post other people's content in a full video. For videos that is like a reel, like a short form video, you can repost. Nobody's going to query you for that as long as you give credit to who owns the video. The ones that I will not subscribe to is, take for example, you have access to the entire video of Pastor Sam Adeyemi and you put it on your channel like it is your own. That I will not subscribe to. There are a few people that do it, which means if you are reported, they can, because there's what we call community guidelines on YouTube. You cannot take claim for someone else's content online. You must give credit back to the owner of that content. If you are found, there was a particular time I posted something on Instagram. I used a audio, my video, my own pictures, but I use an audio. And I was told that that video is licensed to a particular organization. And they stopped, they said I should pull down that video. That's a typical example. We've had cases of people having their YouTube channel shut down because of such reports that they have used copyrighted information online. So I would not advise you go through that route. But if it's in a short form, there's what we call sampling videos. So if it's 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, those ones may not be flagged basically because you can do that. But once it starts to become long form content, then that's not legal in my view.
Okay. Thank you. CJ, do you have a question? Or I
CJ
guess
has
you
asked
dropped
the
your
question earlier.
hand.
Is she asking another one?
Yes, I'm asking another one.
Can we allow Kennedy? I know Kennedy has his hand up before you. Can we allow Kennedy that has not asked before to quickly ask?
Thank you.
Kennedy, are
Good
you there?
morning, Mr. Yeah, I'm here. Good
Yeah,
morning,
good
Mr.
morning.
Segin.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah. Please, Victor, I want to ask, first, thank you for sharing this insightful information with us. I'm very grateful. The thing now is that I've been thinking of how to, go on YouTube or any of these online platforms for some time. And basically, like you shared earlier, I've been able to identify my skills. That's the first part. Understand? But the other two parts, development and then the third one are in the
Kennedy, Kennedy, I can't hear you now.
to find way to go around that. Now, personally, I'm that person and it has worked. So I'm looking at the possibility of me taking it to a wider audience by way of maybe making a YouTube videos, to share on and that stuff. So, but I don't even know how to go about it. So I'll really be glad if you can, help me with the proper information on how I can go about that. This year alone, I've been able to apply to schools outside Nigeria, like for like about 5 to 7 different persons, and they've been able to get their admissions, and most of them are about to
Okay.
leave in at the moment. Yeah, so I'm looking at how to,
Yeah, you
use
can
the white
actually
house.
teach it online.
Okay.
Hello, Kennedy.
Yeah,
Your
I'm
line,
uh,
your question, your audio broke for a few minutes, but from what I can gather from what you have said, there are a few people you have taught about things offline and they've been able to get admissions, right?
yeah, I actually did it for the other. I thought I did it for them, and they got it.
Okay, so now this is what you need to be careful about when you take that online. You can
Okay.
give tips to make applications.
Okay.
Don't go online and say I'm doing it for people and they are getting admission. Are
Okay.
you with me? But you can
Yes,
tell
sir.
people what you are, the things you usually watch out for. So you can make it look like how to get admissions when you do it yourself. That's the way you're going to
Okay.
position it. You will now share the tips.
Okay.
Then you can tell them they can contact you for more coaching help. and that's where you
Okay.
attract people towards yourself. Every time you can put it on Instagram, you can share tips on Instagram, then tell people to. I know somebody that does that on Instagram. She shares admission information on Instagram and she boldly writes it in her Instagram post. I can help you, I can coach you through the process, but it is not free. That way you are
Okay.
making disclosure. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There are some things that you need to be extra careful not to put in the online space, because somebody can come and take you that. So you are the one that have been writing the admission stuff for them. But what you are doing is you are facilitating that process for them. So I think your use
Okay.
of word is critical. You have coached people on how to write admission or how to make applications and they've applied. So
Okay.
pitch it as a coach and as assistance or an agency help that can help them better than, and I think that way you will be able to attract more people. You share the tips, then you can tell them to contact you for more help. Does that help?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Thank you so
You're
much. I
welcome.
really appreciate
Yes, please. Okay. CJ, you can ask your
Okay,
second question now.
okay, I can ask now. You
Yes.
said that if someone uses Chat GBT without knowing the right way of asking questions, so
Yes.
I actually did that on Amazon KDP, and my account was flagged. I don't have access
Wow.
to the account again.
What,
I
what,
sent
what,
them
what
a
did they say the
mail
problem was?
that I did something copyright. The English was long and
Yeah.
everything.
So did you
So I
use
don't know how I
ChatGPT to
can.
do the content?
Yes,
So now there's what we call plagiarism tool. So
exactly.
if you check online, there's a way you can use a content and check if someone else has used it before. And
Okay.
if you notice that someone else have used that content word for word before, you can rephrase it, that word. So take for example, Shegun is a born teacher. You can write it as Shegun is a teacher. Because you have not said Shegun is a born teacher, you have now said Shegun is a teacher. Those two contents will not count as the same thing again. So what you need to do is to find ways to rephrase, use synonyms for those words, and do appropriate content crediting, referencing. There's what it's called referencing. You need to reference appropriately. You can't copy and paste. It will definitely be flagged. Why? There are online tools that check for plagiarism. So if you are doing it, you can actually use the tool online to check whether your work is there is a plagiarism score in your word. There's a limit. Sometimes it's 5-10% is allowed. But when it is 10, 20, 50, 100%, is usually frowned out. And I'm sure maybe that's why your work was flagged. But you need to double check. You need to rephrase those words so that it doesn't look as you copy and pasted. Does that help? Okay, so we're starting to round up now. I think I have one more person. Eunice, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
ask your question.
All right. Thank you so much for the session so far. I've been a lot interested in human resource management and I have a certification on it. But my only challenge is that each time I get job ads, there's this request for CIPM stuff. I guess it's a professional body. So I want to know where do I really get an advanced training on human resources so I can take on job roles that are more advanced.
Okay, have
Thank
you
you.
done CIPM?
No, I haven't, but I've done a basic human resource certification
So,
course.
so you need to start. You need to start by taking a CIPM student membership. So if you go
Okay.
through CIPM student membership, what's your basic qualification now? BSc, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In which area?
Okay, BA, that's Bachelor of Arts in English, and then I took a basic human resource certification course, just
Okay,
basic.
forget that basic human resource course. With your BA in English, you can get enrolled into CIPM as a student member, and it
Oh,
goes through a advanced training. There are 4 levels you will go through. or three. There's intermediate 2, which is where your BA would qualify you for, and they will have courses they will take you through, and you will do exams with
Okay.
CIPM. That exam will give you requisite qualification. When you are done through the various levels, you will now get a professional diploma in human resource management and associate member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Managers. Those two will position you for more job opportunity.
All
So that
right.
basic HR course you have done is by an individual or a consulting outfit, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The one for CIPM will give you more credibility in addition to any other one private individuals do. So I would
Oh,
advise you to go on the CIPM website and get out to become a student member and go through the examination route and take the exams, and you are sure that that will give you opportunity, that will position you for more opportunities.
all right, sir. Thank you so much. Please, do you have access to the website? How can I access the website?
The website is CIPM. Let me just get the website, CIPM Nigeria.
Okay.
So you just do cipmnigeria.org.
Okay, sir. All right, sir.
Yeah. If you just
Thank
put
you
it
very
on
much.
Google, CIPM Nigeria, you will see that's the first out the first result that you'll see.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. So we're trying to round up. Elsie, are you still there? Are you back? I'm seeing a lot of people that have asked questions before that are trying to ask questions again, and I'm not sure we'll be able to go around everybody again. Ugochukwu, I'm wondering what other questions do you have so that we know.
Yeah, just briefly, right? So,
Okay.
yeah, we see YouTube pages, that end up posting different people's content. Like, for example, you have lots of pages that will post elevation, worship
Yeah.
music, and the like and all that, or Pastor Selman's, preachings and all.
Yeah.
So, what's the step to do that so that you don't like get flagged, like you mentioned, right? Because we see a lot of it and they also get traction over time, right? So people
So
I want
so my
to land on that. Yeah. Yes.
so
Then
my
the last
advice
one
is
is
not good. Okay.
the last one is it also possible to collaborate with you? You already have a base, right? Are there openings for maybe the type of content you might want to push on your page, and maybe you get people to help with those contents, and because of your time and the likes and all that, do you have opportunities for that as well? Are you looking to collaborate so that it can be bigger and better, and then also helping people to gather that confidence and the likes too as well? I just thought I should ask. Thank you.
Okay, so let me start from the second one. Are you saying for individuals to put their content on my platform? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, in terms of like if they have something around what you do, right? Because you already have a base. Do you understand? And maybe
Okay.
in terms of collaborating, like yes, I could. People could bring in contents, that you might want to push up. You vet and then you put up like, and then everybody you discuss terms and conditions and all that. I'm just
Okay.
talking
Okay.
about
So
collaborating.
so so
Actually.
so now
Yes.
I'll pick this one first before I go to the first angle that you asked. Now, for this to work, it must be like an interview. So because it's a personal page, if it was a company page, that could work. Different people can post and different content can work. But the way YouTube work, if you have something interesting to share, we could do an interview. I could give you an opportunity to interview you on my channel, and we can do a content around what you want to share. And the two of us will talk about it, but you will do most of the talking by me asking you questions. So that way, I will now post it like we had a conversation on the topic. So in that form, it can now be posted, and the two of us can have an opportunity that. So I will be positioning you as a thought leader in that area we are discussing. So that way, it can rub off on you. So yes, such opportunities exist once the terms and condition is well tailored out. So yes, that is possible. For the first one that you mentioned, it's actually a thin line. If you are posting someone else's content, because it is a Christian based content, the church may not go and report you to YouTube because they also want visibility on their content. But what is not right is not right. The fact that they are getting traction on it does not mean they will get traction forever. A time will come, someone will report them. And the only reason why you can post something like that is if it's a short content form. So if you do a YouTube shorts for 1 minute, some of the key highlights of the post, YouTube will not flag you for that. You are fine. You can do it on Instagram, shorts video, 1 minute. Nobody will flag you for that. But when it becomes a full 1 hour session, 3 hours, blah, 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 it might start to get into some muddy, thin line of demarcation that is, if the church does not report you, if you do that for someone else and the person reports you and your system, you get flagged, that may not work fine for you. The fact that they are getting views does not make it completely fine, as it were. Okay, Elsie, are you back? We want to be sure we are already over 1 hour 45 minutes. We want to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. I have another session that I need to take at 12. So we may just have 5 more minutes to go. So the only individuals I'm going to give opportunity to ask question will be someone that has not asked a question before. And I think that Chukwebuka, are you there? You've not asked question before, so I'll give you opportunity to ask the final question before we round it up.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you for the opportunity, and my greetings to everyone.
Thank you.
My own case is, should I call it a question or just a suggestion? I would like to, if we can have people like you, our members on our WhatsApp platform, who can give out their time to mentor any member from our group who likes to, do exactly what they are doing or learn from them. It can be easier for us to reach out to them. I don't think
Okay.
if that would be possible.
Okay, so what I would do is that I'll discuss that with the team and they will get back to you. I know that there's something that is in the works in that area, but we'll take learnings and we'll share with the team and we'll come back with what it does, because it would have a lot of, let me use the word, we will put a bit of structure around it. Then we'll be able to hold ourselves accountable, and it will be a function of time as well. My
Yeah,
time or any other person's time, we need to have respect for time. But I'm sure once we put a structure around it, we'll get back to us and we'll share what that will look like. But this is a
uh,
step in the right direction. Why we needed to come and share this in the team for free. Then, if we are taking it a step further, we'll be able to put a structure around what the next step will look like.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So, Elsie, are you back in the group? Uh, okay, Elsie is not back yet. So, I think at this point we may need to call it a morning, afternoon or evening, depending on which time zone you currently are. Let the conversation continue in the WhatsApp group. And as soon as the video recording is available, we would let us know and we'll share out, we would access it. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate your time that you have stayed so far. Apologies for those that were not able to get into the class. At the point when the class became 100, a few people was not able to join anymore. Apologies for that. But the beauty is that we will make the recording available. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the entire 66 people that waited thus far. We were 100 at a point. Now we're about 66 still in the room. Thank you so much for your time. Let the conversation continue in the Daystar Online career community, and we'll see ourselves for the next knowledge sharing session. Thank you so much. This is Shegun Akiode signing out for today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
sir.
much, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you
God
so much.
bless. We appreciate. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much, everyone.